Hey everybody, unbelievably, we are coming to the end of 2021. So for the second year in a row, we wanted to take a moment to look back at some of our collective accomplishments over the year. We do things a little bit differently here with Team AOC, so no matter if there's an election year or not, we stay organizing all year round. So in addition to some of our exciting work in Congress, we also have a lot of powerful community building wins for us to share. So let's get to it. Here are 21 wins from 2021. Number one, our Homework Helpers program provided over 4,000 hours of free tutoring to the community with over 500 volunteer tutors. Two, we launched a deep canvas program on the Green New Deal, knocking over 3,300 doors and trained over 200 organizers on how to organize around tenants' rights and mutual aid programs. Three, we joined our brothers and sisters at Teamsters Local 202 picket line to advocate for the Hunts Point produce market workers, helping win their largest pay raise in the Bronx in over 30 years. Four, after a historic winter freeze in Texas, we raised over $5 million for local charity and mutual aid and joined Reps Green, Jackson Lee, and Garcia in Houston to visit impacted communities. Five, we led the creation of the National Female Funeral Assistance Program, which distributed funds to families nationwide, including New Yorkers who lost loved ones due to COVID-19, in order to cover burial costs. Six, we launched an outreach campaign in 4 languages about vaccine safety and accessibility, reaching over 100,000 people and helping to raise vaccination rates across New York 14. Seven, we reintroduced the Green New Deal with 13 new co-sponsors, and in line with our Green New Deal for public housing, we successfully fought to get $65 billion for public housing back in the Build Back Better Act in the House. Eight, we secured $30 billion in BBB for the Civilian Conservation Corps, a key Green New Deal tenet which will create over 300,000 jobs when it passes the Senate. 9, we successfully fought to extend the federal eviction moratorium after activists and Congress members joined Representative Cori Bush for a 3-day sit-in on the Capitol steps. 10, when Hurricane Ida devastated parts of our district, we knocked on doors for 6 straight weeks to distribute information on critical relief resources, helping folks apply for up to $34,000 in FEMA assistance, and pushed to extend the deadline to January 4th. 11, we helped stop the construction of the proposed NRG fracked gas peaker plant in Queens, which would have further polluted our air, and successfully passed the community project funding for wind energy job training in the Bronx. 12, we joined the congressional delegation at the UN's climate conference, COP26, where we challenged leaders on the omission of the U.S. military from the calculation of our decarbonization commitments. 13, our congressional office worked with the State Department to help Afghan evacuees, and along with Representatives Barbara Lee, we led 70 members of Congress in calling on the Biden administration to increase the cap on refugees to 200,000 people. 14, we continued our support of the New York Taxi Workers Alliance through their 2-year fight and won a federally backed guarantee for drivers who were victims of a predatory lending scheme around taxi medallions. 15, this year in DC, I was appointed to the Select Committee on Economic Disparity and Fairness and Growth, where I'm currently advocating for greater worker power in the economy and address generational inequities like student loan cancellation. 16, in the House, we passed legislation to provide nearly $7 million in community project funding to the Bronx and Queens, from job training to multilingual housing support. 17, we fought for the expanded child tax credit, which helped lift 12,000 children in our community alone out of poverty. 18, we introduced 10 bills and 30 amendments, as well as welcoming President Biden to Queens and Dr. Biden and Vice President Harris to the Bronx. 19, we opened over 1,800 federal constituent cases, twice as many as last year, assisting with issues like immigration, Veterans Affairs, Social Security, unemployment, stimulus checks, and more. 20, at the start of the school year, we provided 800 backpacks to students in need, and at Thanksgiving, we distributed over 170 turkeys to families in our district. We also raised over $34,000 for local organizations and food relief. And lastly, number 21, in our city council elections, we organized our first slate of Courage to Change candidates, and 16 won seats on New York City Council. Whew, okay, that is enough. We have done an enormous amount this year because of your organizing, support, and mobilization. So I hope you all have a really wonderful end of the year and a very happy new year. Bye-bye.